Hey, good morning. Welcome into a Friday edition of Morning Scone presented by Get Signed, digital autograph app for your smartphone. I'm pretty pumped about this weekend. LSU baseball's at home for 3 games against Alabama. You got Saints rookie minicamp getting cranked up a lot, and you got Joe Burrow, that transfer quarterback from Ohio State, on campus at LSU. So, man, there is a ton going on this weekend on the local sports scene, even though the Pels are done for the season, but we're still going to do it bigger. Let me start with LSU baseball, and if I could, I'm going to geek out just for a second because tonight, Friday night, LSU is going to honor the 1993 national champions on their 25th anniversary. First of all, impossible to imagine that it's been 25 years already since that team won the national championship. Of course, Todd Walker and Russ Johnson were an awesome middle infield, and everyone's going to remember Brett Laxton in the 16 strikeout performance against Wichita State in the national championship game. But just so many great memories from that team. As a kid in Baton Rouge, we used to go during the middle of the week. I'd go practice baseball, and my dad would pick us up from practice and then take us to the box, and we'd go for it would be a school night, of course. We'd go for the middle 3 innings, and we did that so often as kids, man. It's like if you caught a foul ball, you'd bring it to the concession stand, and they'd give you a Coke or something like that, or a signed miniature bat by the team. I got so many of those still in my attic right now, but great memories, and it's going to be great to see that 93 team back as they also honor Skip Bertman on his 80th birthday. And it coincides with LSU baseball hosting Alabama this weekend, and such a critical point in the season. And if ever there was a feeling where you got that feeling like everything was going to, this wave of emotion was going to go in LSU's favor, and you could have one of those sort of patented LSU baseball weekends, this kind of feels like it. Because understand, you're going to have the emotion of honoring Skip Bertman on Saturday, honoring the 93 champions tonight on Friday night, and then on top of that, you've got the worst team in the SEC coming in. And Brad Bohannon's a new coach at Alabama, and I know with a new coach sometimes there's a thought, well, there's a lot of roster turnover, guys got to get his guys, whatever. This Alabama team returned 21 lettermen from a year ago and 8 positional starters. So it's not like they just had this massive roster turnover and they're really, really young. They returned just about everybody from last year, and they've had their weekend rotation set for this whole year. They don't have to go TBA. They've got a Friday, Saturday, Sunday guy. They just haven't won very much. I mean, this is a team that's been swept 3 of the last 4 weekends. They're 6-18 in the conference. Their overall record isn't terrible. They're hovering right around 500. I think they're 25-24, but they've been awful in conference play. And in an unforgiving SEC, you got to come to play every weekend. I know it's a cliche and I hate it, but the fact of the matter is they're just not a very good team. They're 9th in the SEC in staff ERA. They're 12th in the SEC in team batting average. And they've swept 3 of the last 4 weeks. They've been swept 3 of the last 4 weekends. Their only non-sweep was a series loss last week at home to Mississippi State, where they lost 2 out of 3. It's just not a good Alabama team, and they're not playing great baseball. And if you're LSU and you feel like maybe you found something in the Arkansas series, and you've got your Sunday guy now in A.J. Labus, and the bats have come alive for LSU. I know I've mentioned this on the radio show a couple of times, but LSU had been averaging around 4 runs a game over the last 2 weeks. If you just look at the sample of the last 2 weeks, they're averaging closer to 6 runs a game, which is magnificent when you can change your average like that. I'm not saying that they're up to that for the season. I'm saying over the last 2 weeks, that's been their average. So if you can carry that over the final 2 weekends, you got a great shot to make a move. Something else to consider. So LSU right now, 12-12 in conference. I never want to say you have to sweep, because sweeping is really hard and crazy things happen. I mean, Tennessee took a game against Florida. Tennessee is one of the worst teams in the SEC, worst team in the East. Florida's the best team in the country. And Tennessee won a game against Florida and had a kid in game 2 drop, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, dropped a fly ball in center field that would have won the game. Otherwise, Tennessee would have beaten Florida in the series 2 out of 3. So it's impossible to predict a sweep, but you absolutely have to take 2 out of 3. And a sweep is possible this weekend because this is a Bama team that's been swept a lot, and you wonder if you go and you have this tidal wave of emotion on Friday, could that maybe carry you through the weekend? something else to consider. So LSU's 2 games behind Arkansas in the West standings. Arkansas has got 14 wins, or 14-10. LSU, of course, is 12-12. A&M is 12-12 also, tied with LSU. Arkansas and A&M play this weekend in Fayetteville. Now, Arkansas has been a different team at home this year than on the road. I know we shared this a bunch last week, but they're 11-1 at home SEC games this year. They've been fantastic at home in conference games this year. But it's a huge opportunity if you're LSU. What you're pulling for this weekend, sweep Alabama, and then hope A&M can go take 2 out of 3 from Arkansas. If that's the case, then you're going to pull even with Arkansas, and you have a tiebreaker over them, and you'd leapfrog Texas A&M. So, that's a fingers crossed type deal. Actually, there'd be if you sweep Bama, if you sweep Bama. So you'd actually, you sweep Bama, you go to 15 wins. Arkansas loses 2 out of 3 to A&M. Arkansas would be at 13, A&M would be at 14. I mean, it goes to show you, like, how much there is still to play for with 6 conference games. So, winning that series last week was just massive for LSU, and a chance to make a big move this weekend if they can. So here's hoping they go play their best baseball. They get good pitching performances. There's no, LSU kind of has the pitching edge in each of the 3 games this weekend. You're going to see a freshman on freshman matchup on Sunday, and you like AJ Labus at home. So bring the bats, go hit the baseball, and let's see if LSU can sweep. By the way, LSU has won 10 of the last 13 series against Alabama, including sweeping Alabama in Tuscaloosa last year. So really like the spot that LSU's in this weekend. It's got a great opportunity. You just got to go play your best baseball and try to win 3 baseball games. Saints rookie minicamp is this weekend in New Orleans. It's always cool because you get to see the draft picks, and they get to go out there and get their first taste of the NFL. But you'll also have tryout guys and things like that, which is interesting. The story this week, of course, is Matt Elam, who's a former first-round draft pick of the Baltimore Ravens, safety, played at Florida, was out of the NFL last year. And it's kind of curious because he's been arrested a couple of times, and he missed all of the 2015 season with a torn biceps. So it's a guy who's had injury issues, his production trailed, and he's got off the field issues. But as they say, man, talent wins out. So when you've got a guy that's that physically gifted, you bring him in and see. I don't think the Saints are looking for a starter. You've obviously got Von Bell and Marcus Williams, and you signed Kirk Coleman to the biggest safety deal of any safety free agent this offseason. But when you lose a guy like Raphael Bush in free agency, maybe you're looking to supplement with someone that can help on special teams and be part of a rotation. So maybe Matt Elam can be that. But always interested to see those guys and to see if any of the undrafted rookies pop. So we'll get to see guys like Maya Tehuma this week on the offensive line. Of course, the other draft picks, Marcus Davenport. We can see Will Clapp in the Saints uniform. So some of the undrafted guys, the tight ends that people are really excited about, like Deion Yelder from Western Kentucky, the tight end. So just keep, we'll talk about it over the weekend if any news comes out of rookie minicamp for the Saints. But it's just an interesting time to see those guys actually get out on the field for the first time. And one other note here before we bid you adieu this morning on Morning Scone. It's a big weekend at LSU for the football program because Joe Burrow is going to be on campus. And Burrow, of course, as you know by now, is the Ohio State grad transfer quarterback. He visited Cincinnati this week, and now he's going to be at LSU this weekend on an official visit. The more I talk to people about Burrow, the more evident it is LSU's going all in on this guy. And it makes sense because if Ed Orgeron came out of spring, and Steve Ensminger by extension, and they felt really good about one of their guys, I don't know that they would have named a starter because I think they were trying to make sure that they gave each of the 3 a fair opportunity to win the job. Hi, buddy. Sorry, my 3-year-old just walked in. You're gonna see Mama later today, baby. That's true. Ooh. You go watch Mickey Mouse. Dad life. Can't make that up, y'all. But remember, Justin McMillan is going to graduate, and he has the opportunity as a grad transfer to go anywhere and play immediately. And I'm curious about Lowell. The bottom line is it's very clear because they're going all in on Burrow that LSU's coaching staff feels like one of their guys is going to leave.
Mama.
Hi, baby. You going to see Mama today? This is Drew. You want to say hi? Ooh, okay. You can go watch Mickey Mouse? Mama. He wants to see Mama. He's going to see Mama later today. It's probably about time that we wrap this up because little dude needs a little attention. So I'm going to go play with him. But let's see if LSU can get a commitment from Joe Burrow this weekend. There's no question he's going to be the hottest commodity on the transfer market this year. And I think if you're Ed Ogeron and you recognize your quarterback situation coming out of spring isn't what you want it to be, that's the only reason you go all in on a grad transfer. And you do that recognizing that you could be patient and try to grow Miles or Lowell into that role. But when you're in go win right now mode, it kind of lets you know where his mindset is about what he feels the expectation is immediately and how much time that the powers that be feel he has to build this thing up. So this feels like a big deal with Burrow on campus. So okay, I'm about to wrap this up and then Mama. I'm gonna wrap this up and then we're gonna go play, okay?
Mama.
We're gonna go see Mama. Ooh, I know. So this is Morning Scone. Please hit the red subscribe button if you've not done that yet. It's right there on the screen, or however you access this, you can go tap my name, go to the Matt Scone YouTube channel, hit the red subscribe button. As I mentioned before, got to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 cumulative watch hours to have a verified YouTube page. So if you could hit the red subscribe button, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Y'all have a great day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow morning.